Good morning. I'm Jeff Donnelly, business agent at Teamsters Local 439, and today we're going to talk about your Weingarten rights. Brief history on the subject. Back in 1975, the United States Supreme Court, in the case of NLRB versus Jane Weingarten, upheld a previous NLRB decision that states employees have a right to union representation at investigatory interviews, and these rights have become known as your Weingarten rights. So during an investigatory interview, the Supreme Court ruled the following rules apply. Rule number 1. The employee must make a clear request for union representation before or during the interview, and the employee cannot be punished for making this request. So essentially, if the employer brings you in for disciplinary purposes, you have the right to request union representation. Rule number 2. After the employee makes the request, the employer must choose from among the three following options. Number 1, they can grant the request and delay questioning until the union representative arrives and the representative has a chance to discuss the discipline with the member. Number 2, they can deny the request and end the interview immediately. Or number 3, they can give the employee a clear choice between having the interview without representation or ending the interview. We obviously highly suggest that you request union representation, and if they are unwilling to give it at that time, then you end the interview. Do not proceed on your own. And finally, if the employer denies the request for union representation and continues to ask questions, it commits what's called an unfair labor practice. And you as the member or employee have a right to refuse and answer any questions. You do not have to proceed with the investigation, and you do not have to answer any questions. And they cannot discipline you for doing so. How do you request your Weingarten rights? Well, it's pretty simple. You can say something along the lines of, if this discussion could in any way lead to my being disciplined or terminated or affect my personal working conditions, I respectfully request that my union representative, officer, or steward be present at this meeting. Until my representative arrives, I choose not to participate in this discussion. An easier way of saying it is you ask the supervisor, hey, is this going to lead to discipline? If so, I would like a shop steward present. And at that point, if they say we don't have any shop steward presence, they will then I choose to end this interview until you give me one. If you have any other questions on this topic, feel free to reach out to myself or any of the shop stewards, and we'll help guide you through the process. Thank you. Have a good day.